Is it okay if we start the UGC now?
Good morning. Hi, everyone. Okay, welcome back. Sure. Is it ready out there?
Yeah, we ready right here. So semuanya semuanya join ke Zoom. Minta tolong. Okay, I think we will start now. Okay, good morning everyone. Good morning Dr. Zagira and good morning Prof. Sabto. Welcome back to our UGC program, our Undip Global Classroom program. It's such a pleasure to see all of you again today. So today's session actually continue from our first session, which is from 2 weeks ago, where we had an interesting topic and insightful knowledge from Dr. Zagira. And now we are very excited to continue the discussion with another important topic related to fish endocrinology, embryology, and artificial breeding. Sorry. So we are honored to have Dr. Zagira Zulperi from University Putra Malaysia with us today. Dr. Zagira actually expertise in fish endocrinology and breeding, and we believe that this sharing session will give us many valuable insight, especially of those working in aquaculture, animal physiology, embryology, and reproductive biology. But before we officially begin, I would also like to mention that Prof. Sabto showed great interest in today's topic. He mentioned that this discussion is very relevant and has strong potential to sustainable aquaculture development in the future. So maybe Prof. Sabto have one of two words for us today, this morning. Time
Yeah,
and place for you, Prof. Sabto.
yeah. Okay, very good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Here we meet you
Waalaikumsalam
again.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah, it's really my pleasure to have Dr. Zaira again. Yeah, thank you very much for having a strong willingness, yeah, to teach the students, our students, as a part of UGC program, World Class University program, which held by Undip for maybe it will be done annually. So this is a part of that, and it's our commitment to having strengthened the collaboration within our institution. So thank you, Ibu Rizky Sandi Titisari, who successfully held the first session, right? I don't. I remember. I can't remember when. Is it two weeks ago?
It's
2 weeks ago,
from
right?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And then it's still the same class, Puriski? It's still the same class, the same students? Yeah, your voice is mute. Your voice, yeah.
Or
It's
no?
just now.
No, okay.
Yeah, your voice
How
is
about
okay
this
now.
one?
Yeah. Uh, yeah.
Yes, it's actually the same class from the weeks ago. It's class B from animal embryology. So actually we have 4 class from animal embryology, but luckily this class got the program Undip Global Classroom. So actually it's honorable from us too that we can learn a lot from Dr. Zagira for today.
Yes. Yeah, that's great. For the students, this is a very big opportunity for you to learn more about the aquaculture, and then how I think it's talking about artificial breeding or something. Dr. Zera? Wow,
Yes,
this is
correct. We'll talk
very,
about
yeah,
artificial breeding today.
very
Hmm.
interesting topic. So it is very relevant, yeah, for the subject as well, for the students. So hopefully, lately, the students will get some more competence on that field, right? So I think this is a great meeting for today, and then I will be very happy if this will be done for several season for the next UKC program. I don't know. I think there will be some expertise will be held here, but I think Buriski is having a very good choice that pick Bu Dr. Zarira as an expertise on that. Give some great warm regards to your colleagues there in UPM. I miss already you're in Kuala Lumpur or somewhere, Selangor. Yeah, yeah. I will be there in September. Yeah, for having seminar international there, held by I don't know, but I think Prof. Natra. I will meet Prof. Natra.
Yeah, it's from our team, Albit team.
Oh yeah, I'll be
So
team, right?
yeah, you're
You will
gonna
be there
meet
too, right?
all the
Okay.
you're all the same
Okay.
person, Prof. Razif, everyone.
Oh yeah, will be great then. Okay. Okay, without further ado, I think back to you, Buriski.
Okay, thank you so much, Prof. Santo, from your warmly welcome to Dr. Sabiha. And I think everyone's ready for the lecture for the day. So without taking too much time, we would like to invite Dr. Zaria to continue today's session and continue the discussion from our previous session, which is from 2 weeks ago. And we are very excited to hear more about today's session uh, and get greater insight from you, Dr. Zaria. So the plug is yours. Please enjoy the session, everyone.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone. Thank you, Ibu Rizky, Pak Sabto, for having me today. So, well, I hope still remember what we had for last 2 weeks. Okay, so I'll try my best for today's topic. I'm not read that. I'm still learning. Okay, to improve my skill on artificial breeding. So maybe we can learn together later. Okay, so let's start for today's topic. Okay, let me share first. Okay, and so this is my what you call my personal info. If everyone would like to ask something, you can always email me later. Okay. And then if you like to have some visit to UPM, to our faculty, please do so. Okay, we always welcome. We have a lot of visitors from the Indonesian University, so please do come to visit us. So this is our motto. We love UPM. Okay. So for last week, remember we learned about the reproductive biology first, and then we learned about the system of reproduction in fish. So we completed these 2 topics. So as usual, so like I treat you as my student too. Okay. Usually my student I will ask what is the orang kata we try to revise sedikit ya. Okay, so anyone would like to just revise the topic like 2 weeks ago? What do we learn last 2 weeks?
Salah
Okay.
satu yang mau mereview materi dari 2 minggu yang lalu.
Ada yang mahu volunteer enggak? Kita recap sebentar.
Ini mau ditunjuk dari Zoom belum? Ada yang mau mengajukan diri?
Ada volunteer? Kalau tidak volunteer, selalunya saya akan panggil aja. Selalunya begitu. Kan? Kerana saya mau dengar suara daripada pelajarnya. Okey, kalau tiada saya panggil untuk seorang yang saya rasa pintar ini. Anak ini pintar ini. Sugi.
Dr. Zahira, I'm sorry, Suki actually our admin, that's not one of our students.
Oh ya?
It's the one that helped us to set in the camera. So maybe you can choose another name.
Okey. This name, Rehan Irshad, because Irshad is my student too. So I just pick up the same.
There's one student that will present the review from 2 weeks ago.
Okay. What's your name?
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Zahira. First of all, my name is Adam. I'm not. I'm gonna make a recap about the last week. It's talking about fish reproductive biology and application of breeding. There is some concept reproductive, which is sexual reproduction, asexual reproduction. With sexual reproduction is high genetic variability, but limited adaptation and energy costly. And asexual reproduction is safe energy, low genetic variability, and reverse evolution. The second one is developmental. There is three classification. There is very heavy herbivores and herbivores. With herbivores contains external vegetation, yoke and reliance, high risk, egg volume. And then omnivores, internal vegetation, as hedging in body, and non-maternal nutrition. Giving power allows the being internal vegetation and maternal nutrition. In the context of reproductive anatomy, uh, in female and male, there is some differences in ovary, hollow pair ovary, oval papillae, and bulging abdomen in female, and in the male is pair elevated testes, pointed genital papillae, and male reproduction.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Why don't can you just summarize about the HPG axis? Go to hypothalamus, pituitary, gonadal axis.
Yes, HPG axis control is hypothalamus secretion, pituitary release, and gonad steroid hormone production. Thank you. And for me, thank you for your time and thank you.
And thank you, Adam. Yeah, thank you, Adam. Let's give applause to Adam now.
Okay, thank you so much for the summary. So I don't have to do the job. Okay. So okay, Bu Rizky, please coklatnya ya.
Okay, I will Adam chocolate after this.
Okay, thank you. So okay, boleh lihat ya. So we completed about what your friends talking about the recap for last week. First we learned about the breeding strategy, the reproductive strategy in fish, so that to maintain the offspring. Okay, so there are three types of viviparous, ovoviviparous. So this is how the fish maintain their offspring to make sure they are still they still have their future generation. Okay, then we look about the reproduction system in fish, the system that can control and stimulate the reproduction system. We have like the axis is a system, from hypothalamus, the brain, pituitary, and gonadal axis, where each of these axes produce different types of hormones, but it is connected each other. Okay, from the hypothalamus, it will produce the gonadotropin releasing hormone, GnRH. It will pass to the pituitary that will produce the gonadotropin hormones that consists of two hormones, the follicle stimulating hormones that is for early gonadal development, and luteinizing hormone for the maturation of the gonad. And then this will impact the release of the steroid hormones in gonad. That is estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Okay, so this steroid hormones is important for the oocyte and also the testis development. So this system is not only what we call as we can see in fish. It is similar, sharing in mammals. Reptiles is all have the similar cycle of HPG axis. So today, okay, we going to another flow. Okay, we already learned the breeding technique, the strategy for the system, and now we want to see the real the real output of all these systems that is on the spawning and artificial breeding. So, yes, kita lihat, okay, definisi on breeding. Okay, pembiakan adalah reproduction. Okay, breeding is pembiakbakaan. Okay, so pembiakbakaan ini, why we need the breeding is to, of course, to produce the seed. Okay, and then usually farmers, we control the breeding. Kita kawal breedingnya kerana kita mahu melihat mutu genetik dan juga keseragaman size. Maknanya semuanya breeding tu can be performed all at once. Okay, so at a similar time, okay, at a similar place, so the farmers can maintain their supplies, the seed supplies. Okay, for breeding, okay, we have two types. Dua jenis, iaitu natural spawning, okay, spawning yang semula jadi, and then we will learn about the artificial breeding, okay, that we need to help the fish to breed. Okay, for selalunya untuk natural spawning ni, kebanyakannya tilapia species selalunya dia akan kita hanya boleh perform untuk natural spawning. Maknanya kita hanya letakkan male and female dan mereka akan membiak. Okay, so for the tilapia species, usually we don't have problems. So that's why you can see the tilapia production in the world is one of the highest. Okay, after the tilapia, pangasius, okay, pangasius hippopotamus. So this is all the fish that don't have the problems to be cultured. So mereka boleh terus membiak kalau kita letakkan jantan dan betina. Okay. So usually this is what we call as our module that we use. Okay. So untuk breed ikan tilapia selalunya kita akan pilih induk female, okay, female and male, and then selalunya satu male memerlukan 3 female. Boleh menggunakan satu male, 3 female untuk kita buat natural spawning. Okay, so we don't need like 3 male and 3 female. Okay, just enough with 1 male because spermidnya akan banyak. Okay, dia akan boleh fertilize the eggs for 3 female. Okay, so then we just mix them together, waiting when they are ready to spawn. Okay, and then this is how, when it's fertilized, kalau kita belajar last week, so the female will keep all the fertilized eggs inside the mouth, okay, until the time it hatch, like this one. Okay, so this is the first day. This is a larvae. Okay, this is photo from Dr. Fadil actually. Okay, and also if you can see, okay, next. Okay, this is also the fertilized tilapia on day 1. Okay, after they hatch. So you can see this is all the egg yolk. So the like for the first 1 or 2 days, we don't need to give food for the fish, so they can survive with the egg yolk. Okay, you can estimate when the egg yolk too, the egg yolk, the yellowish, okay, hampir hilang, then you start to feed the fish with the live food, Artemia, Moina, Daphnia. Okay, start with the live food first, then you switch to pellet. Okay, why live food? Because the mouth is still in developing. So you need a very small organism. Okay, zooplankton. Okay. So that is on the natural spawning. So for the natural spawning, we don't have like problems for that. Okay, we just put male and female, waiting for them to spawn, and for the fertilize eggs, and then waiting for them to hatch the larvae. Okay. Okay, setakat ini faham nggak natural spawning? Everyone?
mulut itu kan. Ada pertanyaan?
Ada pertanyaan di sana about natural spawning?
No.
No, I think
Okay.
it's fine.
Okay, let's go. Okay, at times, okay, farmers, especially in hatcheries, di dalam hatcheries, the farmers will face some. I think most of the hatcheries will face, orang kata, at times there are reproductive dysfunction in fish. Okay, fish especially that we reared in captivity, okay, dalam ternakan, selalunya akan face the problems to reproduce. So selalunya some of the dysfunction is due to the hormonal imbalance, okay, environmental stress, because fish yang that reared in captivity, kan, yang disimpan di dalam tank, selalunya tidak didedahkan dengan habitat yang sebenar. Jadi mereka akan stres. Okay, so that will lead to the reproductive dysfunction. Okay, and then the nutritional deficiency, those farmers yang sangat berkira mau bagi makan, itu akan menjejaskan reproductive system. Because we learned last time, okay, what stimulate the reproductive system? One of it is the nutrition. Okay, and then the genetic problems, okay, the diseases, okay, those fish that live that we read in tank, semua tu terdedah kepada disease. Okay, kerana dia adalah keadaan yang what we call as a tertutup. Okay, and then ada stress lah on the handling, stock density. So that's why we always advise the farmers and also our students to take care of all this water quality, stocking density, because it is very important, okay, not to make the fish stress that will lead to the reproduction. Okay. So selalunya ikan yang kita bela, okay, dalam keadaan yang tertutup ini, okay, they are, like I said, they are not being exposed to the natural habitat. So sometimes they are getting stressed. Dan untuk sistem pemiakan mereka ada problems to switch from the what we call juvenile to maturation. The gonadal development will stop until juvenile. Okay, so until what we call as kalau female-nya until vitellogenesis yang kita belajar last time. Okay, vitellogenesis is during the what we call as a development during juvenile. Jadi untuk masuk to enter the maturation tu mereka ada problem. Okay, they have problems to produce the luteinizing hormones in the pituitary. So it will stop. Selalunya it will stop until the juvenile phase. So that is this is due to of course the environment, the natural habitat lah, because they cannot hear the sound. They are not exposed to the real temperature, real salinity. Okay, so usually they will stop there. So this is when we need to help them, to help the fish to enter the maturation. This is where we need the artificial breeding. Okay, so we need to help the fish, the gonad that is retard on the juvenile development, to enter the maturation. So they are not, what we call is, they are not stuck. They're able to reproduce. Mereka sebenarnya berupayaan untuk reproduce, untuk spawn. Tetapi kita harus membantu mereka untuk reproduce. Okay, faham ya? So, for the artificial breeding, we have two types of artificial breeding, that is environmental manipulation and hormonal manipulation. So, first, let's go for the environmental manipulation. Okay, bagaimana mahu manipulate environmental manipulation ni? Kita mahu manipulate the environment. Kita mahu manipulate kita punya tank, okay, kita punya hatchery, mimic as a natural habitat. Okay, kita mahu mimic dengan habitat yang sebenar. Okay, the mimic is including the photo periods, okay, cuacanya, Okay, the water temperature, the sound, the rainfall, because the rainfall have the sound will help the fish to to be matured. Okay, and all the substrate. Okay, let's say we help them, kita menyediakan environment yang similar seperti di habitat yang sebenar. Okay, and then this help for the fish to enter the maturation stage of the reproduction. Okay, tetapi selalunya most of the time it is very hard to mimic the natural habitat. Sangat-sangat sukar. Okay, bagaimana kita mau letak soundnya tu? Kita mau letak gimana? Macam kita pun tak tahu gimana sound di dalam air kan? Jadi to mimic the environmental is a bit hard. That's why most of the farmers, we go for the hormonal manipulation. Okay, so we move to use the hormones that help the fish to enter the maturation. Okay, so of course, this is all types of hormones that are available in the market. Okay, the human chorionic gonadotropin, overprim, overtype. So all of this sebenarnya secara orang kata what we call is this, all the hormones is barangan yang terkawal. Tapi kalau kamu pergi di, I don't know in Indonesia, but you can if you go to the pet shop, okay, di kedai akuarium kalau di Malaysia, they won't show this orang kata they won't display this, but we need to ask them, do you have overprim? Then they will if they have they have the stock, then they will sell to us. Okay, so the overprim right now in Malaysia is around 92 ringgit Malaysia. Okay, I just bought last month. Okay. So using this hormonal therapy is easier because we just injected the hormones. Okay, and then we wait for the fish to enter the gonadal maturation. Okay, soalan dari saya. Selalunya apa okay, all this is the name of the hormones. Okay, pendapat kamu, apakah hormon yang akan dicucuk untuk membantu ikan enter the maturation phase? Apakah hormon yang dicucuk di dalam ikan itu selalunya? Ada mahu mencuba? Okay, kita sebabnya kamu go back to the HPG axis. Mau cuba?
Oke, Ibu.
Yang namanya siapa?
Saya Ananda di sini.
Ananda.
Dipanggil Nanda.
So it's Ananda, right? You don't have to go for KL Ananda. Okay, if the name kita panggil Ananda aja. So what do you think the hormone that used for these artificial hormones?
So I think according to the last week, maybe it's the FSH or LH. Is it correct?
Yes. Thank you. Good try. Yeah. It's most of the time is the most important thing for the artificial hormone is the LH, because LH is involved in maturation. But the usually the commercial will produce like this, all of these commercial hormones is from the GnRH, gonadotropin releasing hormones. So from the GnRH, it will produce the LH and FSH both. So it's up to the fish to use which of the hormone that they want. Okay, but usually the fish need the luteinizing hormone to enter the maturation in the reproductive development, gonadal development. Okay, thank you Ananda. Nice try. Okay, so it's easier to go for the hormonal manipulation. Okay, we injected the hormones that needs in fish for them to enter the gonadal maturation. Okay, so okay, this is the importance of artificial breeding. Okay, this is how we perform. Okay, we injected and then we wait for the fish, okay, entering the gonad maturation, and then we squeeze. Okay, this is the this is the eggs, and this is a male fish. What we squeeze is this is the sperm milk. Okay, so artificial breeding is important to control the reproduction. Like I said, for farmers, they want their fish to reproduce at the same times, so that they will need, it's easier for them to handle and they can sustain the seed supply. Okay, so agak sukar kalau ikan broodstock ini reproduce pada bulan awal bulan, agak sukar itu this broodstock pula pada akhir bulan, jadi susah untuk mereka manage. So they are preferred to have this artificial breeding so it can synchronize the like the spawning time. Okay, so to increase the fish supply, this is to help to what we call as a sustainability and food security. Okay, for Malaysia, this is very important. So to maintain the fish supplies and to fulfill the market demand at all time. Okay, to ensure the food security. And then to hybridization and crossbreeding. So this is, we choose a very good broodstock, so we can breed using the good genetics. Okay, this is lead to the genetic improvement. And then for the conservation, of course, pada some of the fish, contohnya ikan patin buah, kalau di Malaysia, that is our native species. Okay, selalunya sukar untuk membiarkan secara hormonal breeding. Tetapi kami sekarang ni in the process, okay, in the research to culture the fish. This is important to conserve the native species. This is for conservation and sustainability. Okay. Okay. So, how to perform the hormonal manipulation, or induced breeding. Kita pembiakan aruhan. Okay. So, we can perform this hormonal manipulation usually through injection. We inject the fish at the dorsal fin. Okay, we injected, or sometimes we implanted. This is what I will share later. Okay, we implanted, meaning that we use the implanter, okay, to put the implant inside the fish, so the fish will release the hormone slowly in like a week. So the fish, the development of the gonad will be it will take times. Okay, will develop naturally. Okay, so implantation for those fish that cannot perform using the injection. The injection is what we call as a liquid hormone. So those fish that cannot use the liquid hormone through injection, so we use the implantation. Okay, so nanti saya akan ceritakan apakah bezanya injection dan implantation. Okay, kedua-duanya masih kita injected, tetapi menggunakan teknik injection ni selalunya sebentar aja, 8 hingga 24, 8 to 24 hours. Tetapi implant, it can goes up for a week. Okay, why? Kalau kamu lihat sekarang vitamin C yang kita ambil, so what they say is sustain release for 8 hours. Okay, jadinya apa yang kita ambil vitamin C itu, dia akan release sedikit demi sedikit sehingga 8 jam. That is similar to implantation. It will release the hormone sedikit demi sedikit, jadi gonadnya boleh develop sedikit demi sedikit and lebih natural. Okay, and then one more thing is kita put the hormone in feed, tapi selalunya ini jarang berlaku lah, sebabnya kita ini mengambil masanya agak lama. Okay, and most effective is through injection. But however, implant is recommended for fish that's sensitive to handle. Like I said, those fish that cannot use the injection go for implantation. Okay. So this is commercially available hormones in the market. Okay, kalau kamu lihat ini, the pituitary gland pada last time, permulaan pada traditional way, jadi mereka tidak boleh produce hormon. Jadi mereka hanya mereka sacrifice ikan, orang mengambil pituitary dan terus inject dekat broodstock. Jadinya sangat rugilah kerana mereka harus sacrifice a lot of fish. Okay, this is because to collect the pituitary and inject it to the rootstock. Okay, and then this is human chorionic gonadotropin. So this is extract from human placenta because they have a very high gonadotropin. So they injected to fish, like I said, kandungan gonadotropin human and fish, dia punya DNA-nya hampir sama. Jadi that's why we can use the human chorionic gonadotropin to fish. Okay? And then all this LHH, overprim, overtight, overplant is all from gonadotropin releasing hormone. This is from the GnRH but the brand is different because it distribute from a different company. Okay, and domperidone is from China. Okay. So this is the process of induced breeding. Usually we select the high quality broodstock, okay, to have a high tolerance of disease, everything. And then we prepare the broodstock and we injected the hormones, okay, and then we wait, okay, for the spawning induction response, and then and fertilize the fertilization time, and then we incubate the fertilized eggs, and then it hatch for the larva rearing. So this is how we did usually, okay. So for our department, we perform this once a month. Okay, we sell the seed to the farmers. So kita akan untuk di jabatan kami, kita akan perform artificial breeding ni selalunya sebulan sekali ataupun by request. Okay, jika farmers mahu beli seed dari kami akan perform lah this induced breeding. Okay. So selalunya, yes, we injected at this, oh my god, okay, bentar ya, okay. So, tahu kan, semua ni adalah penting, okay, all these label, this is dorsal fin, caudal fin, anal fin, pelvic and pectoral. So, selalunya di mana kita inject, selalunya di bahagian dorsal fin. So, we injected, this is Totembrodies, okay, ikan kelah, tahu kan? Ikan kelah ni what we call as a premium fish lah. Has a very high fresh quality, mahal harganya. Okay, so we injected here, okay, at the dorsal fin, okay, and then we injected, okay, at female and male, okay. This is using the overtight, okay, and then we wait for 5 to 6 hours. Why this is to ensure the gonad entering the maturation phase. Okay, this is for kelah, they need 6 hours. Lepas inject, kita hanya harus tunggu the gonad itu reach the maturation. So about 5 to 6 hours, then we can squeeze. This is the eggs. Okay, and then we squeeze the female and then the male. Okay, this is the male. Okay, this is male, and then we mix. Okay, guna bulu ayam itu. Okay. And then we wait for them for the hatching time lah. Okay. So this is how we squeeze to take the egg. Okay. We release the eggs from the female. Okay. This is the newly hatched kelah. So this is how they look like. Okay. Nampak juga. This is yang putih-putih itu. That is the egg yolk. Okay, this is, I think, sangat, it's very freshly hatched larvae. Okay, so at this time, tak perlu bagi makan pada mereka. Okay, they can survive with the egg yolk. Okay, start feeding the fish when the egg yolk tu sudah tiada. Okay, And then you have to start with the live food. Kerana pembudukan mulut, matanya belum lagi complete and immunity development pun belum lagi complete. Jadi you harus bagi live food. Jangan bagi pellet dahulu. Okay. Okay, this is, I mean, like for the first chapter, what we learn is the knowledge on the endocrine control allows the improvement of fish reproduction either throughout the environment or hormonal manipulation. So, we covered on the natural spawning. Okay, we move to the reproductive dysfunction in captivity. Kenapa di dalam captivity ikannya selalu fail untuk reproduce? And then kerana kita harus membantu ikan untuk reach the gonadal development. And then bagaimana mahu dibantu? Melalui artificial breeding. Artificial breeding ada dua jenis, iaitu environmental and juga hormonal. Okay? Kalau environmental tu kita mimik persikatan yang sebenar. Okay? Through the salinity, to temperature, through the sound. Okay? For hormonal, we injected the hormone, usually the gonadotropin releasing hormones. Okay, and then when we injected the hormones, we induce breeding lah seperti biasa. Kita tunggu, kita inject, and then we wait, we squeeze, okay, the female and male, and we mix them to fertilize, and then we wait usually 16 to 24 hours before the I mean like the fertilized eggs will be hatched to become larvae. So that is on the artificial breeding. Okay, so before I answer my research, any question untuk artificial breeding? Faham tak?
Is it okay if I ask one question for you?
Okay, sure Bu Rizky. Jangan susah ya soalannya.
No. But I was just a little bit curious because currently I'm doing a research in that involves fish in my research, and since fish are highly sensitive to handling the stress, right? So what's your strategies that you apply to minimize stress during hormonal or maybe artificial breeding while still maintaining their effective
Okay.
dosing? Yeah, effective efficacy. I'm sorry.
Okay, you mean that how do I manage the stress?
Yes,
The
because
fish stress.
I'm doing a research that involves fish, and I realized that fish easily getting stressed if we handling it incorrectly. So I'm just a little bit curious how you still maintain your efficacy in your research. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Bu Rizky. So I think not only you, I also facing the same. Okay, and then for the artificial breeding, not every artificial breeding we manage, we are success to get the larvae actually. Okay, so it's through the experience. So usually before we perform artificial breeding, we will separate, we have the broodstock. We will collect the broodstock. Maknanya we will separate the fish that we would like to induce. Okay, in a separate tank. Okay, and then it's kind of like acclimatization period. Okay, before we inject it. So we separate the broodstock that we want to inject it to a separate tank. So we just wait for like 4 to 6 hours, and then usually we try to inject during what we call late evening, okay, up to the night, okay, because usually it will reduce the stress compared in the or if morning, early morning, okay, when the time.
It's completely different in efficacy if we induce in the late evening than in the morning.
Okay, so first, because of the environment, of course, in Malaysia, it's very, we try to reduce the heat stress. Okay, so not only for fish, for us too. Okay, so yeah, we try to perform, and then at night, usually especially when they are, I mean like the darkness. Okay, the fish get orang kata more calm. Okay, with the reduced light. Okay, so we just injected, and then the fish, okay, early in the morning, or a bit late at the night. Okay, if we need to inject 2 times, so we perform the injection early in the morning, and because for the hormonal injection, we need to carry out 2 times injection, so that they will get they have like we can get more mature eggs. So for the 2 times, we try to inject early in the morning and 1 times late at night around 10 p.m. Okay, 10 p.m. So we just wait until up to 16 hours before they can hatch. Okay, so and then if you want to inject, try to like cover the fish. Okay, don't show them, don't make them see the syringe and our needle. So just cover the fish, inject, and then use the alcohol after injection, okay, to avoid the diseases, okay, avoid the bacterial, and then to make the skin feel a bit cooler, okay. Then we can just put back. And usually for those that we already injected, we try not to inject for the next following month. We try not to use the same fish. Okay, so we let them rest for like 1 or 2 months, and then we inject back to induce the fish, the reproduction. So we let them rest, make them let the gonad grow, okay, naturally, and then we like kita boleh gantikan. Okay, that's why we do have the broodstock tu quite like contohnya seperti ikan patin siam, we have the kelah, we have few set of broodstock. So we don't have a similar broodstock to induce the fish. Okay, so that is our practice lah. But then sama juga seperti Ibu Rizky, not all the not all the artificial breeding will success. Okay, there are some times that we after we injected 2 times, and then for the next morning they still not hatch. So we cannot squeeze. They don't have the mature oocyte. So yeah, but we try to reduce the stress using all that precaution.
Okay, I learned a lot, Dr. Gloria. Thank you for your explanation.
Okay, thank you, Ibu Rizky. So, okay, boleh ya semua? Masih boleh teruskan? Okay, so I would like to share with you about just a little bit about my study, my research. Okay, so I got a grant, okay, from the Ministry of Higher Education Malaysia to study on Pangasius nasutus. Pangasius nasutus is ikan patin buah. I don't know what is in Indonesia. Okay, I think yeah, ikan patin buah. Ikan patin
Yeah,
buah.
it's the same in here. We call it ikan patin.
Apa dia?
Ikan patin, patin. It's the same in here.
Yes. So this ikan patin, the problem is they cannot they cannot be cultured easily. Okay, previous researchers use all the commercial hormones but still fail to reproduce them. So end up kerana ikan patin buah ni ikan yang premium, dan selalunya kalau dijual tu kepadanya yang membeli tu hanya orang-orang yang kaya aja. Jadinya kerajaan Malaysia, our government try to make this fish as what we call as a people fish, ikan rakyat, people fish. So kita mahu culture ikan ini supaya productionnya lebih tinggi, dan semua harganya akan turun dan semua rakyat bisa menikmati ikan patin buah. Okay, so we try to produce a technique to culture this ikan patin buah. Okay, so this is all my team. Okay, so one of it is Dr. Fadil lah. Dr. Fadil and me, we work close with each other because we are in the same fish breeding. Okay, so he has a very good technique for fish breeding actually. Okay, so yes, like I said, this is some of the fact of patin buah. Okay, this patin buah is our native species. Okay, but this patin is bit slow growth. Okay, it can reach 35 kilo in 10 years. Okay, how long does it take? So, but then this patin have a very high demand. Okay, so kebanyakan ikan patin buah ini selalunya kita dapati melalui wild capture. So wild capture ni jadinya populasi untuk patin buah ini di Malaysia semakin menurun. Okay, it is believed in Malaysia sekarang ni hanya satu lokasi aja untuk patin buah ini. Okay, that is very what we call as a very make us concerned. Okay, we are very concerned to maintain the population. Okay, so the problem is sebenarnya banyak kajian yang telah dijalankan dalam patin buah ini. But then by using the commercial hormones, the production is still inconsistent. Okay, they cannot produce, I mean, like the fixed protocol to breed the patin buah. Okay, so that is our research gap. So we want to have like a protocol, a good potential hormones to breed patin buah. Okay, so after we read previous publication, okay, from what we call as the Europe, from the US. Those fish, they suggested those fish that cannot use the injection hormones, okay, the injection, they suggested to switch using the implantation. Okay, so by using the implantation, it is naturally slow and it can naturally develop the gonad in the male and female fish. So if you can see, there's a lot of publication in US, in Europe, that use this method, okay, the implantation method. Okay, let me brief you. Okay, this is injection, this is implantation. Okay, so usually the injection you use the hormone is in a liquid form. Okay, this is a liquid form, this is overprint. Okay, we injected, and then those fish that is able to use this liquid form of hormones, they can we can induce them easily. Okay, this is implant. It's like a capsule. Inside the capsule, it has hormones. Okay, so we will what we call is bury this. Kita akan implant. Okay, using the implanter, we will put that inside the fish, and then this capsule will release the GnRH slowly up to 7 days. So some fish, they need times to get mature. Okay, for the overprim, usually the time to get mature, the gonad maturation is around 8 to 24 hours. So it's very short time. Okay, but for fish is sensitive, you cannot push them to mature, to entering the mature easily. Okay, you cannot force the fish to be mature in 24 hours. Okay, that is those sensitive fish, you try to use the implantation. Okay, for the injection, contohnya ikan patin siam, okay, ikan kelah. So those fish that is easily, that you can go ahead to use the hormonal. Okay, and then of course the injection, sometimes you need multiple injection. Okay, you need 2 times injection. So some of the fish, like the patin buah, they tend to get stressed when there are a lot of injection in short duration. Okay, kalau in 24 hours, ikan itu perlu dicucuk 2 kali, sometimes ikan akan stress. Jadi that's why ikan tu tidak, bila you inject, dia takkan mature. Dia takkan sampai ke tahap kematangan. Okay. So for implantation, sometimes you just need 1 time sahaja. Okay, just implant saja kapsul itu di dalam ikannya. Jadi mereka akan kapsul itu akan release sedikit demi sedikit, and the fish can mature, the gonad can be mature, enter the maturation naturally. Okay. So yes, this is our objective, to develop the GRH agonist implant. Okay. For Pangasis nasutus, and evaluate the effectiveness of our implant in Pangasis nasutus. So this is how we perform. Okay, so we have the GNRH. So this is we frozen, lyophilized, and then this is all that we sonicate. This is all the step until we are able to produce this capsule. Okay, this capsule, okay, dia seperti macam kalau kita makan, kalau kita ambil ubat kan, ubat kapsul tu, dalam ubat tu kalau kita buka, there has a powder. So that is the, orang kata, the medicine actually. So sama juga seperti implant ni, okay, this is the capsule, dalam tu ada mempunyai GNRH. Okay. So the capsule is small, is just a very small capsule. Kita boleh menghasilkan kapsul yang besar. Nanti kalau kita injek dalam ikan tu, meninggalkan lubang yang agak besar pada ikan, luka ikan tu, kan? Dia akan cedera. Jadi, we try to produce a very small, little tiny capsule, okay, 3 mm times 2 mm, okay, and then we injected this capsule, we implanted this capsule at the dorsal fin at the Pangasis nasutus. Okay, so actually we already have the copyright, okay, for this preparation of the capsule. Okay, so we try and we have been approached by what we call as industry lah, okay, to commercialize the capsule, but we are still in what we call as a laboratory trial. Okay, so this is how we measure. Okay, kita mahu assess kita punya implant tu baik atau enggak. Okay, can induce breeding atau tidak dalam ikan. Okay, so this is how we treat. Okay, the control group. Okay, GNRH plus evac, GNRH plus evac plus domperidone. Okay, this is another hormone that we add. Okay, and then what we count on the blood plasma. Okay, to measure the steroid level. So you have to know the steroid level is in the gonad. Okay, it's important for the gonad. We look at the gonad histology. We look at the size of the oocyte, size of the sperm milk. Okay, and then the pituitary, we look at the gonadotropin level. So why? Because the capsule is from we made from GNRH, that is brain. So we want to observe whether the capsule can stimulate the pituitary and can stimulate the steroid level in gonad. Okay. So, okay, for this study, we perform 2 times implantation, okay, to boost the gonad development. Okay, on day 0, okay, initial, and 2 weeks after the first implantation. Okay, 2 times. Okay, and then we do the periodic sampling. Okay, we take the blood, we take the gonad, we take the pituitary. The blood is to measure the steroid. The gonad is to look on the gonad development, and the pituitary to measure the gonadotropin. Okay. So this is our result. First, we look at the gonadotropin. Does the implant from the GNRH can stimulate the gonadotropin release? Okay, the FSH and also the LH. If you can see, okay, after day 70, this is initial, okay, the initial level of the gonadotropin hormones. But after the second injection, day 15, you can observe that the FSH level on the injected, the treatment fish is very high compared to the control. And it shows the GNRH can stimulate the gonadotropin hormones. It works, okay, to stimulate the FSH and LH in the pituitary. Okay, it transfer. Okay, the message is transferred. Okay, to the pituitary. Okay, and then we measure on the steroid level. You have to know the steroid level is in the gonad. So when does the pituitary, the GTH, send the message to activate the steroid level in the gonad. So we look at it. Okay, so this is estradiol. Okay, this is testosterone, 11-ketotestosterone. This is the male hormones. So we observe, like after the second injection, after the second injection of the implantation, we observe the level of estradiol, testosterone, and ketotestosterone is compared significantly compared to the control. It means that the message from the GTH is sent to the gonad, and the gonad is able to produce the steroid level. Okay. So, and then let's look at the gonad. Okay. So this is a female. This is initial. Okay. This is I'm sorry. This is for the control. Nampak? Size-nya sama. Okay, daripada D0, this is after the second injection, sama. Tidak ada perubahan. Tapi kamu lihat, dose yang kita injected dengan GnRH, okay, overplan ni adalah commercial, ada perubahan. Okay, this is D0, and then this is D22. Look at the difference of the gonad. Okay, so it shows that the implantation, okay, have a very positive feedback to release the steroid hormones, so that when there is steroid, so there are gonad development in the fish. Okay. Sama juga kalau this GnRH plus domperidone plus EVAC pun ada perbezaan dalam gonadnya. Okay. So we look at the histology. Okay, kalau remember last time bagaimana kita mahu melihat maturation of the oocyte, kita melihat the size of the oocyte. Okay, so this is day 5 after implantation. Kebanyakannya masih berada pada tahap primary growth. Okay, so when you look after the second injection at the day 22, you observe all the oocyte entering the maturation stage, where they are what we call as a GVBD breakdown. Okay, this shows that the estrogen has shifted to progesterone, and this progesterone help the oocyte to enter maturation. Okay, that is on female. So let's look at a male. Male ni a bit tricky sebab colornya tidak obvious. Okay, this is for the control. Okay, not much you can see. Okay, no different. But you can observe on the treatment. Okay, this is the day 0, and you can see this is the after day 22. It's a bit larger. Okay. So yes, this is also, but this is very transparent because the male sperm is white in color. So this compared to the day 0, they have like a bigger gonad. Okay. So when we look at the histology, okay, on the sperm, on the testis, so this is what we observe. This is before implantation. Okay, we observe. Remember back last week, we how to measure the development of the sperm. Okay, so at first, all the testes consist of the primary growth of the sperm. Okay, but later, after day 22, you can see all this permeation. Okay, this shows that the sperm already have development. Okay, and entering the maturation stage. Okay, this is spermatozoa and spermatid. So it shows that the fish, the male, is also entering the maturation phase. So the GnRH pass to GTH, and GTH release the steroid in the gonad and mature the testis. Okay, so we observe we have like a very positive result. Okay, so that's why what we hope that what we did, because we are now currently in our what we say is at the laboratory scale, and that is why we are very welcome for any collaboration with the industry, so we can try into the commercial scale, into the hatchery. So this is what our product is. Okay, this our capsule. Okay, how it work? It will release, okay, the general age slowly, and it will help the fish to stimulate the reproductive system and to mature the gonad. Okay, this is what we make. We hope later in few years we can commercialize the product, and at the nearest time we are still waiting, okay, for the agreement with the industry to try this product into their hatchery, so that from the TRL for the laboratory trial we'll move to the practical and hatchery trial. Okay. So yes, I think that's my sharing for today on my research. So I would like, of course, to acknowledge all my students, all my postgraduate and final year students for helping me, okay, for the project. Okay, so they helped me a lot. Okay, can you see? This is so far at this time, this is all ladies lab. Okay, but now we have the male. Okay. So we try to, improve the product so that we can commercialize later. So that's all from me for today. Okay, I wish all of you good luck. Do your best in your undergraduate year. Okay, know your priority. What we call as a study hard, study smart, work-life balance. Pastikan ada senamannya, harus exercise. Okay, take care of your mental health, your health, and what we call as live happily and be happy and be healthy. Thank you from me. Pass to any question. Okay.
Yeah, there's one student that will ask a question for you to
Mhm. Sure.
Okay, it's me again, Ibu.
Mm-hmm. Your name, please?
Annabelle.
Annabelle?
Annabelle.
Don't say
You can call me Nanda.
Anand. It's not Ananda. Is it Ananda?
Yes.
Oh, you again. Oh, you're a very active student. Okay, good.
Saya nak cuba tanya bagaimana kita nak to artificial breeding ini. Is there any, if I could say, ethical boundaries or limits?
Can you repeat the question? I'm not really. It's not really clear.
If we do the artificial breeding that we just diskusikan, then is there any like ethical or sorry, ethical limits or boundary that we must perhatikan saat melakukannya seperti itu?
Okay, ethical. You mean the ethical? Okay. So, is that your question, Ananda? Okay, so I will answer your question. Of course, in UPM, we are really strict on the ethics for animal. Okay, even I am, to be honest, I am one of the panel for ethics, ethical approval in UPM, in University Putra Malaysia. So, for those research that handle live animal, fish, ruminant, avian. So all of these experiments need to have the ethical approval from what we call as IACUC. IACUC is a committee for this animal ethics. So before they carry out the experiment, they must get our approval. Then they can carry out all these experiment using live animal. So once a while, and of course, once a year or twice a year, we will have like a spot check, okay, to the place that handle all these live experiment, live animal experiment. So you must following all the ethics, of animal ethics. Contohnya, kalau mau inject haruslah di anesthetize dahulu using MS-222 or clove oil, and then you can inject the fish, and then you kena pasti ikan itu tidak stres, jaga air, kualiti airnya, jaga kualiti salinity-nya, temperature-nya. Jadi this is to take care of the fish welfare. Okay, is that answering your question, Ananda?
Jadi kayak salah aja. Dr. Zalika, actually, is it okay if Ananda asks you the question in Indonesia? Because I think there's some interpretation in your answer.
So maybe because the mic is not really clear, so maybe you can use directly on the
Okay.
yes,
Can
it's
you
more
hear my
clear.
voice clearly?
Yes, clearly, very clear. Okay.
Okay, so Ananda asked the question about is there any ethical limitation if we using artificial breeding to support fish reproduction?
Mhm. Okay. Of course, the limitation first for fish, okay, different fish, you need to try on the dosage. They have different dosage, okay. So different dosage, and also the successful rate is also different. Okay, so the limitation is like what I did for my implementation is applied for so far for the patin buah, for ikan baung. Okay, but then maybe it's not working for other type of fish. Okay, you maybe other type of fish you need different dosage, or different timing to inject the fish. Okay, so maybe for different fish species, you just need to inject one time sahaja. Ada juga species yang mungkin you need to inject 2 times. So this is, I mean, like a limitation on, or what we call as aquaculture. So it's our steps, our protocol is not applied to all fish species. It can be different. Okay, by the age, by species, and by the method. Mungkin juga kalau ikan ni boleh untuk implantation, kalau ikan lain tidak boleh untuk implantation, harus go for injection. So that is what the limitation lah. Menjawab enggak?
Okay, how about the ethical perspective? Is it acceptable or not if we
Okay.
use artificial breeding?
Okay, so this artificial breeding has been applied in most of the hatcheries in the world. Okay, kerana like I said, kebanyakan hatchery they have problems. Problems dia adalah ikan broodstock dia, the gonadal development tu tidak boleh entering the maturation. So we are actually helping the fish, okay, to enter, to develop their gonad development. So as long as I read the ethical, so they are on what we call as we are not against the ethics for the animal. So we actually helping the fish. Okay, of course, those fish that you want to sell, don't inject the hormones. Okay, this is we use for the fish that we use to induce spawning. We don't usually after that we don't commercial them. Kita tak terus jual. We have to make sure the hormone residue is removed from the fish. Okay, contohnya kalau we injected the thyroid hormones tu selalu kita inject dalam ikan untuk ikan tu membesar dengan cepat. Okay, but thyroid hormones can stay in the fish up to 7 days. So if you want to commercialize the fish that you already inject the hormones, you have to wait until 7 days untuk you commercial, untuk you jual. Okay, that is following the ethical. Okay, but so far the use of artificial hormones or the use of hormones in hatcheries is acceptable around the world. Okay, but with certain guidelines. Okay, so is it answering your question, Ananda? Okay, thank you. Okay.
Okay, so thank you for your answer, Miss. Miss Anita. Miss Anita.
Okay, you're welcome. So happy that all of you are able, to ask questions, meaning that you are getting some of these, what I have talking about. Okay. Any other question?
There's one student that will ask a question. Is it okay?
Yes, sure. Yeah.
Well, Dr. Zainab, thank you very much for your opportunity. So my name is Hafnizah Suraya and I am a second year biology student. So my question is, since the delivery system of implant use evac, how fast does it degrade inside the fish after the hormones fully released? And is there any risk of inflammation or rejection if the implant stays inside? Thank you.
Okay.
Is
So
it enough or not for the question?
Okay, you want to see the efficiency of the implant inside the fish, right?
Yes.
Okay, so there are always a risk. I mean, like when you inject the implant, does the implant work every time? Most of the time, of course, there will be a risk on the failure. Okay, on the efficacy and the efficiency, and also whether the implant that we hope that it can become the helper, so maybe it become a toxin to the fish. So there are always a possibility for that. So that's why we need to carry out what we call as ongoing research to measure the efficiency, to measure the efficacy, to measure the toxicity, so that the implant is safe to be used, to be commercial. Okay, before we to be commercial, we have to make sure all of these risks, okay, on the efficiency, on the toxicity is very minimal to fish. Okay, but then of course everything that we produce that is exogenous, it have the certain risk that we need to carry. We need to be what we call as to aware, like what you said. Does it harmful for the fish? Is it working 100%? So all of that we need ongoing research, and later we hope we produce the implant with a very minimal risk and high efficiency and high efficacy. Okay, is it answering your question?
Very clear. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Thank you for the question. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah, I can see that they're clapping. Okay, I'm clapping for you too. Yes, that's good. Great job.
Yeah, I think that's all from our student because it's not really Friday prayer, right, in Malaysia.
Yes.
So I guess the time is kind of limited. So thank you so much, Dr. Zagira, for your interesting, insightful, and we learned a lot today. But before we close today's session, wait. Okay, so before we close the session, we would like to present a certificate. I guess certificate of appreciation to Dr. Zagira as a most token of our gratitude for your contribution, time, and knowledge for our UGC animal embryology. And for the official certificate, will also be sent later via email. Thank you so much, Dr. Serira, for the insightful presentation and insightful discussion. We also would like to thanks for all the participants for joining actively participating in today's session. Hopefully, today's discussion can give a new insight and inspire future research and collaboration from our side and University Putra Malaysia for supporting maybe like aquaculture, sustainable development. Thank you so much, Dr. Zarika.
I will also would like to thanks Ibu Rizky, Pak Sabto for giving me the chance, okay, to meet the students. And thank you for also for the student for your attentions, for your interest. So I hope that I give you my best. And please, those who have intention to further your study or to visit to Malaysia, to KL, Ananda dah pandai cakap KL tu, boleh dah datang KL. So you can always come to visit us, and if you want to further study, I am very welcome. Okay, we have all these Master of Science, Master of Science in Research, and we also going to have the Master of Science by coursework. And for PhD, we have our PhD in Research. So you're always welcome to join UPM and to visit UPM. Thank you, everyone. See you again, and good luck, and give the best in your bachelor. Thank you, everyone. Okay.
No.
Okay, since there are no more questions, we will conclude for today's session. See you very soon, Dr. Zarika. I hope we can meet very soon, both in Malaysia or in Indonesia. Stay
Yes,
safe,
sure.
have a good day, and thank you very much for your insightful discussion and knowledge from our student.
Sure. Thank you, everyone. See you in Indonesia, inshallah, later. I'll be in Jakarta this weekend. So, yeah,
Okay.
those in
I think
Jakarta, see you.
no. Next month, Prof. Natra and Prof. Razif will come to Undip, right?
Yes, correct. Maybe I don't know whether Dr. Fadil will join or not. So yeah, I'm very enjoy much at Samarang, and I hope I can visit it again. And please also come to KL, so we can have like more time for discussion.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Okay, bye.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.